And look, she's at the top. Welcome home.
Hello. Good morning. This is Fast Pass and Furious. I'm Amanda.
I'm Sarah.
And I'm Skylar.
And boy, do we have a good one for you today.
Spicy morning today. Ooh, it's a little bit spicy out. How you guys feeling today?
Tired.
My tummy hurts.
Oh gosh. Well, I'm having a great morning. What are we talking about today, ladies?
Universal, but make it better.
So, basically every conversation we have about Universal.
Yes, but this will be a whole episode dedicated to it.
Yeah, last week we talked about a lot of Disney stuff, Disney parks, and ways we can incorporate our own ideas into Disney parks with film franchises that are underutilized or utilized poorly, and how we can fix that. We were the Imagineers, and now we're the help me out, guys. Universe.
The ImaginOgres.
Oh,
Oh.
Shrek.
Yep.
I get it. Shrek.
I've
seen Shrek.
I've seen Shrek. Haha, I get that. Okay. Who wants to begin?
I mean, I feel like I should probably begin to knock out some of
'Cause
my
you probably
ideas.
have the most. That sounds good.
Okay. So the first thing that I thought about was Scooby Doo.
Oh my god.
I didn't even think of Scooby Doo. I'm an idiot.
I didn't think of Scooby Doo.
I thought of Scooby Doo.
Was it the first thing you thought about?
No.
Oh.
But I did think about this because I'll let you go on first.
Oh, okay. For a while, it was the only thing I could think of. I was like, Scooby Doo is the only thing Universal owns. This is the only thing they could do anything with.
Now that you've said that, I have so many ideas for Scooby Doo. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. What I want, they can make a land for Scooby Doo. Honestly, I didn't put that on here, but they really could. But I want a Scooby Doo ride. I want the ride vehicle to be a mystery machine. But for the love of God, Universal, if you're listening to this, do not make the mystery machine like the buses from Fast and Furious and King Kong. Because I will be protesting outside of Universal if you do this.
What if the mystery machine was the Spider-Man / Transformers vehicle?
I don't want that either.
Universal only knows how to make two vehicles.
I need you...
Big bus and...
Evac and party bus.
Yeah.
No. I want it to be like a normal dark ride, not all this other stuff that y'all are doing. And I want it to not seat a horde of 30 people. Maybe just 4 or 6 people total.
6 max.
Yeah. And I want it to be easy to see on all sides, okay? And I want the different scenes, maybe, I don't know how they could set it up, but what I was thinking is maybe different scenes could show some of the, popular villains and mystery scenes from the show. They're obviously...
Just the hijinks.
Yeah, just the hijinks. Obviously, there has to be, a Shaggy and Scooby food scene, and there has to be, a final unmasking scene. But, all of the in-between... I'll give them that liberty.
I think they have to have the one where they run in between the doors and then they come out of different doors.
Yeah.
In the hallway doors scene.
Yeah.
Where they're being chased, but then sometimes they're chasing, and then it's and then sometimes they meet up in the hallway and they're like, what?
Doink.
And then Fred's like, I guess I'll go this way now. And the monster's like, oh, I'm supposed to be chasing you.
Yeah.
And then Velma's like, now I'm chasing the monster. Jeez. And Shaggy and Scooby are like,
they turn into Goofy.
I thought about this because I think that Universal has a serious lack of dark rides. Just
Yes.
plain dark rides, not simulations.
Yes.
And I did see, I don't know which park this is in, some foreign park did have, maybe it wasn't a foreign park. I don't know what park it was, but there was a Scooby Doo trackless ride that I was watching a ride through video of, and it was really cool. And like depending on like which time you went on it, there would like different stuff would happen, and it was really neat. And so this is
wow.
something that I thought about because I was like, this is something that could easily fit in Universal. And Scooby Doo is like so beloved by like a whole spectrum of ages of people. Like
Yeah.
my dad
I
could
mean, it's
ride
been
this and
around
enjoy it.
so long.
Yeah. Like I'm sure like my little cousins would enjoy it, my dad could enjoy it, I would enjoy it. Like it's a no-brainer, honestly.
Yeah. I would love
Agreed,
it.
100%. I didn't think of Scooby Doo. This is a fantastic idea. A Scooby Doo dark ride has to happen.
Has to.
Yeah, Universal, listen up.
All right, I'll go next. I'm gonna say one that we have mentioned in the past, but I have a little more to it than just this.
Okay.
So I'm gonna start with the part that we've talked about before. Let's knock out the Curious George zone in Woody Woodpecker's Kid Zone, and we're gonna put a SpongeBob Splash Zone there. It's gonna be Bikini Bottom, and yes, there's water, and it's cute because it's water and it's Bikini Bottom, and kids probably like SpongeBob a little more than they like Curious George. But then it got me thinking, all right, what's in this little zone? We got Curious George, Woody Woodpecker, an American Tail, and then E.T., and then the SpongeBob store. I was like, kids don't even know American Tail, and they certainly don't know Woody Woodpecker. And E.T. is mainly like parents know E.T. I'm not saying get rid of E.T.,
I was about to
but I am
say.
saying maybe rebrand the Woody Woodpecker's Kid Zone into the Nickelodeon Kid Zone, where you have
A slime bucket.
a slime bucket would actually be so cool. I did not think about that.
Or
But
just
what I
green
did
water.
think of, well,
Yeah.
what about a green fountain, a slime? Oh, and Barney's there too. I'm not saying get rid of all of that, but I'm saying you could kind of rebrand into things that like kids today find more relevant.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So Universal's got their hold on Nickelodeon, so they definitely could do stuff with that. I was thinking, okay, I mean, I'm partial to Avatar The Last Airbender, but like imagine a ride where like, you know, the hang glider rides? I was thinking Aang's hang gliders, and it's like you lay on your stomach and it just goes up in a circle. It's like Dumbo, but you lay on your stomach for it.
Okay.
That'd be cool.
You know what? I also thought of Avatar: The Last Airbender because I knew that Universal and Nickelodeon kind of had theme park ties, but I was thinking more along the lines of a simulator because I think if anything could work with a simulator, I think that this could work with a simulator of like kind of like Flight of Passage, but we're not going to copy that Avatar, but it's like you're flying on Appa. Like I think that would be really fun.
I think that would be fun. I just really didn't want Universal to incorporate more simulators, so I made a conscious decision to not include any simulators on my list because they already have too many. But I totally agree with you. Avatar: The Last Airbender is not only a fabulous show that kids our age would watch, but also it's had such a resurgence since it's been put on Netflix. A ton of new generations of people have gotten super into it, and I love that. They should definitely do more with Nickelodeon. The other thing I thought was Madagascar. That's not Nickelodeon, it's DreamWorks, but like I think they had like a Nickelodeon show maybe. And I know that they own the rights because they have characters walking around in Madagascar. And I was thinking in that area they could also have like part of the kids zone. They could have like a zoo sculpture garden like they do in Seuss Landing. You know what I'm talking about? Like the zoo, if I had a zoo type
Yeah.
of thing. Okay, but it's Madagascar themed. And so you have basically like the characters around, but like when you get close to them, they talk and they say little quips and sassy little remarks. And you got Chris Rock, and he's the zebra, and he's, you know, talking. And I don't know, like I was thinking Madagascar. I think Madagascar was a very popular. I don't know what kids are into these days, but like
I feel like Madagascar was popular though. Madagascar would
I
work.
agree. And then you could have like the little penguins doing hijinks. I mean, they're not really moving, or they could move a little bit, but it's kind of. I was thinking that is a more walk-through attraction. Splash Zone is SpongeBob, and then Aang's hang gliders. And I think that they could rebrand the Woody Woodpecker Kid Coaster without really tearing it down. But I was thinking that maybe they should update that Kid Zone to kind of be like for things that kids nowadays are really into. So in my mind, I went to Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was my first idea. Oh, also, along with the kids line, this isn't really a idea that I had, but VeggieTales is owned by Universal. So if we could get some VeggieTales representation, that would be very choice.
Oh my god.
I don't even know how they would represent VeggieTales.
I also don't know, but like I
A restaurant.
love VeggieTales.
Oh yeah, you get to eat the Veggie Tales.
Larry the cucumber's cucumber salad, and it's like, am I eating Larry?
I didn't watch Veggie Tales as a kid. Is it not like biblical?
It is. It's a Christian show,
Oh, okay.
so I can understand why you wouldn't watch it. And my parents didn't actually not let me watch it, but they didn't really care for it. I only watched it when I went to my really Christian friend's house, and they watched VeggieTales. And I don't know. In my mind, I didn't really think of it as being super Christian, but I mean, as a kid, you don't really consciously think about stuff like that. I just loved these singing, dancing veggies.
Yeah, I'm very
Yeah.
confused about that concept. Just in general.
Me too.
Just they were like, yeah, let's make this show to really get kids into Christianity. But all the
And
characters are
vegetables.
vegetables. Because
Yeah, it was trying to do a 2-in-1. They were trying to hit two birds with one stone. They were like, if we can get kids to eat our vegetables and love God, but then it's like, wait, they can't eat their vegetables if they like the characters. That kind of is counterintuitive. I
Right.
think it maybe worked to their disadvantage.
yeah.
And now every kid hates vegetables.
Including me, and I didn't even watch the show.
But you were influenced by Larry the Cucumber.
Yeah. I do want to say, so with the SpongeBob thing, while we're on that, I actually put on mine said replace the Simpsons land with a SpongeBob land.
Oh, I guess we did say that.
Yeah, well, we've talked
well.
about both, so I guess in our minds, we just want that whole side of the park to be SpongeBob.
I don't want it all to be SpongeBob. The thing is I'm sorry, everyone who loves SpongeBob. I don't have a huge loyalty to SpongeBob
either.
as a show or a character. I didn't really grow up on it. I understand that it's popular, and I respect that, but I don't necessarily need an entire SpongeBob land. Personally, I think one attraction will be sufficient. The Simpsons land has got to go, though.
Yeah,
I
what I was proposing for the Simpsons land, I think, okay, the Simpsons ride has got to go.
Mhm.
Whether they get rid of Simpsons land or not, that ride has got to go. And I say, also like nix the big simulator, it's trash, but still keep the big show building because it's there. You might as well use it. And make a like boat car ride type thing for SpongeBob to replace that ride. And then I also said they could keep the Hurl and Whirl, or like whatever it's called, Hurl and Twirl, I don't know, and just make it like seahorses or something. Theme it to SpongeBob. I don't know, I was reaching. And then they need a Krusty Krab restaurant.
Oh yeah.
Okay, that's pretty good. I like the idea of a Krusty Krab restaurant.
Yeah, that would be fun. And they have a restaurant in that section as well that they could just repurpose.
Yeah, that is not a horrible idea.
I think
It
it's
would-
better
it
than
would
Simpsons.
I absolutely think it's better than Simpsons.
But that's what I got.
But they're both very bright and a little bit annoying. So Simpsons is very annoying. SpongeBob's pretty annoying. I'm sorry, world. Don't hate me.
I agree, though. I mean, like, I don't have anything like necessarily against either of them, but they can be a little annoying.
Mhm.
But if we do go with Sarah's idea and re-theme the Kid Zone to Nickelodeon, we're just gonna keep ET in there anyways.
Yeah,
Yes.
sure. We'll keep ET.
I mean, ET's at the
Okay.
front. That's kind of, it's like its own little thing.
Yeah. If they ever got rid of
Yeah.
ET, I would never go back to that park again.
Oh,
Well, well,
I
okay.
mean, that's fine.
Sorry, guys. I'm out of family
Guess the
vacation.
podcast is canceled. All right, Skylar, what's your first idea?
Well, I've already gone through half of my ideas, because they were also your ideas, so maybe Amanda should just circle back.
Okay.
Okay, back to me. So the next idea that I came up with, and this idea, at first I was like, I don't know what the hell they're gonna do with this. But then the more I thought about it, the bigger the idea got and the more excited about it I got. So they already have classic monsters represented at Universal. And by represented, I mean they just like say that they have it represented, but like where?
They don't do anything with
Right,
it.
they
Yeah.
don't do
They
anything
have like
with it.
a little food cart that's like the Monsters Cafe,
Right.
and then maybe a gift shop. That's it.
That's it. And
We need some more.
So the first thing I thought of, so like the horror and makeup show that they have there, I thought that was about the classic monsters. And I think one of you, because I'd never seen it, didn't y'all say like it really wasn't what you thought it was gonna be?
Yeah.
Like I thought, I don't know, I wanted them to do the makeup of the classic monsters and like do that every show. But
They
like,
didn't do that. It was
yeah.
really goofy, and you just had two guys goofing around and like screaming at each other.
Yeah.
I
And-
also wanted what you were describing.
Yeah, so I think they should do that and not what they're currently doing, because what are they even doing? And then or in addition to, they should also have a dark like thrill ride that has different scenes for each of the classic monsters. And I kind of what I'm envisioning it like is like the Great Movie Ride.
Oh my god.
Monsters.
This is
But
my
every-
exact idea.
Really?
I'm so upset.
Oh my god.
This was my exact idea.
The Great Movie Ride, but with monsters?
Yeah, because I got inspired. Actually, I'll let Amanda continue on her.
Oh,
Okay,
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I'm
just
contributing nothing to this podcast.
But this just means it's a really good idea.
Yeah, then they should do it.
Yeah.
I agree.
So Great Movie Ride, but every scene is scary.
Mm.
I also want it to be faster than the Great Movie Ride, because I want it to like make me feel scared as well. Like I don't know how they would do that, like logistically speaking, but I want it to be like thrilling but also like psychologically scary.
Okay.
And from the outside, I want it to look like one of the classic like creepy haunted houses, and it seems like you're just gonna go through the house, but obviously you're just going through a giant ugly show building that's behind the house. And that's what I got.
Yeah, I thought of this. I didn't know if I wanted it to be like actually scary or if I wanted it to be more like the Great Movie Ride, where it was like kind of going through the movies, like a little tour.
Mhm.
But I kind of got inspired by this because there was a concept, I think in the late 80s possibly, for Hollywood studios to get to like expand their Muppet Land. Like it was going to be bigger than it ended up being, and it was going to include a ride called the Great Muppet Movie Ride. And in this ride, it was going to be like kind of like goofy, like the Muppets are telling you about the movies, but like they're kind of messing it up along the way, you know. And one of the scenes was going to be like Frankenstein, and so I thought about that, and I thought that would just be a fun ride for Universal to have. And again, Universal's kind of lacking in dark rides, so that's something that I would like to see anyways. And yeah,
I really, really like this idea. I actually also thought of the Hollywood Horror Show, but I had a different idea about that. So basically, my idea was that, okay, it doesn't make a lot of sense because I haven't really thought about it logistically. I couldn't tell if I wanted this to be a actual show that is a year-round situation or if I wanted it just at Halloween. But it's basically like a haunted house slash show, but it's the set of a movie that's gone wrong. It's nothing supernatural, like there's no zombies, it's kind of just gore. And you think so, like you go into a show and you think that you're the studio audience for a show performance, but then something goes horribly wrong and someone dies, and then the casting crew are like trying to cover it up, and then they're like trying to, I know I'm getting too elaborate, it doesn't make a lot of sense,
No.
but then they're trying to hunt you down. Basically they're trying to like get you because they don't want the secret getting out about their show. So basically it starts as like you're sitting kind of in an auditorium at a show, but then it kind of turns into a walkthrough slash haunted maze situation where you have the actors and crew kind of hunting you down, and it's a little bit gory and scary because they don't want you to like get the secret out that they accidentally murdered someone, or maybe it was an on purpose murder someone or something like happened. But it's kind of a show, but it's also pretty interactive because you're walking through it and they're kind of interacting you, and they're like, I'm gonna get you. Well, they're not saying that, but you know,
But they could.
I hope they're saying that.
but it's you know, a little bit scary or something.
Yeah, I like that idea.
I like that idea too.
It's I think that your idea with the monsters is stronger, but I was thinking about that for the Hollywood Horror Makeup Show zone, but I was also kind of thinking about it in like Fear Factor Live zone. I don't
Yeah.
know.
But I think that we can have all of these ideas, because my next idea is taking everything that we've kind of already talked about with the monster thing and making it bigger. So when I was doing my beep boop 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 research about Universal and I was looking up everything that they own, they have made so many like horror movies and scary movies. Like that's like their forte. Out of everything that they make a lot of scary and horror movies. And I think they could just have an entire spooky zone.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's no reason to
That's
wait for the
spooky year
Halloween
round.
season. Yeah. Like I think they should still have Halloween horror nights because that's when they do like the haunted houses and everything. But I think they should just have a zone where they have like the classic monsters, great movie ride, and they could have other things that they own. Like I didn't think of how they would incorporate these, but like they own the Addams Family, they own like the Halloween series, they own the Purge, and like so many other ones that were like big and popular, and they could do so much with that. Like that could be its own section.
Yeah, I'm into it. I love to be scared. I love scary dark things. So for me that's great. As far as how family friendly it would have to be, would take away from that.
If they
I
can
don't know.
have girls in gold booty shorts on Fast and Furious Supercharged, then they can have a monster land.
Yeah.
So, speaking of, I don't know if you guys had this on your list, but I did need to revamp Fast and Furious Supercharged.
I do have it on my list.
My idea wasn't super fleshed out, but like the story was there. So, it's a race. So first of all, it goes fast. First of all, it's fast. It's a race. You have 2 tracks. It's kind of like a roller coaster, but I haven't really decided if it's really going to be a roller coaster. I think it's going to be very short still, but I'm okay with that. I'm okay with it being short, but as long as it goes fast. You have 2 tracks going at the same time. You still have a backstory established throughout the line, but I don't know. In my mind, I was thinking like maybe Vin Diesel is the leader of like the red track, and then like The Rock is the leader of the blue track, and Vin Diesel's like talking to the people through screens or whatever, and he's like, hey, like red, aren't we gonna win? And then The Rock's like, blue, you with me? And and it's basically it's an indoor launch coaster attraction, but it doesn't have like a huge track. The main thing is how fast it goes. So in my mind, I'm thinking the very end of Test Track in Epcot, where you do the speed test and you just go fast. It's basically just that, but what's interesting about it is that two lines go at the same time, kind of along the lines of Dueling Dragons, but they're randomly programmed for one of them to go faster each time. You will have a winner, but it's randomly programmed winner. And
Okay.
so maybe one will go like 45 miles per hour and one will go like 49 miles per hour, but it'll like change each time. But it goes super fast, and really it's just a launch and then a quick ride around a circle. And it can, like, it doesn't have to be anything fancy, just the fact that it goes fast. And the whole thing is about racing too, like it's about street racing, right?
Yeah.
Like, am I wrong? I don't know, I've never seen these movies, but
I
in
think
my
that's the main
mind
concept.
I think it's about racing. So I don't know what the FBI and like shooting people with bazookas had to do with it last time, but like the main premise of this movie is car racing. So why don't we stick to that? So I was thinking kind of a mix between like Dueling Dragons and the fact that we've got two tracks, but also Rock and Roller Coaster and the fact that it's a launch coaster and it looks like a car. But then you've also got people hyping you up the whole time. Vin Diesel's like, Red, we gonna win? Come on, Red, show me your pride, or like whatever. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know but like they could still establish all the story throughout the line, and then the main thing is that it goes fast. And I
Yeah.
think it would be really interesting to have a randomly programmed like different ride each time. So like maybe you're on red once and you lose, and maybe on red once you win, but then maybe you're on blue once and you win, and it's a different ride each time. But like, I don't know.
It would be cool. I like this idea. I had Fast and Furious on mine. I didn't really have anything like particular about it. Like I said, like maybe a roller coaster. And I said it needs to be fast. So basically what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm not looking for something full-fledged, like
Right.
giant, like the new Velocicoaster or the Hulk or Rip Ride Rocket. I'm just looking for something to launch me fast.
Right.
That's literally it.
They could even do. Sorry.
No, you can go.
You know how at Disneyland they have Radiator Springs Racers?
Yes.
They could do something like similar to that, where they have like dark ride scenes, and then at the end, like you launch and go fast, and you're in a race, and one of you wins. You know?
And do you know if the Radiator Springs thing is like a randomly programmed winner? Do you know if one car wins all the time?
I think
no
it's
idea.
random.
See, this is a great idea,
Yeah.
and they've already it already exists, so they could do it.
Yeah, Universal, get on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be so much better than what you currently have.
Anything would be better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're literally having to close down what you currently have because it's not popular and you can't afford it right now. So, get on it. Was that too much?
Is that too much to ask, Universal? Maybe instead of spending all your money hiring a sassy Twitter person, you could actually make some good rides. I'm sorry. I love you, sassy Twitter person.
I love their social media people.
They're
better
funny.
than the Disney social media people.
Everyone should check out Universal's social media because it is funny. But also check out our social media. I'm sorry, I'm gonna shout that out at the end, but like,
Fast and Furious.
all right, what you guys got next?
I only have one more idea, and it's not going to be good because this isn't a property that either of you are particularly attached to. I have mentioned it before on this podcast, but
Is it She-Ra?
Yes, I'm a big fan of She-Ra and the Princesses of Power. Not original She-Ra. I don't care about her. And I know that's going to piss off a lot of the middle-aged men listening. Don't put that in. They'll kill me. But yeah.
Put it in.
No! Yeah. But anyways, I really love She-Ra. What I think would be most realistic, just bring back the meet and greet, Universal. Bring back the She-Ra meet and greet.
So simple.
And even if they like, if they want to do that, great. If they want to add more of the characters, I would love that too. In a perfect world, again, I think that they do lack in the dark ride department, and She-Ra is a children's cartoon property, so I think that could work.
In the Nickelodeon Kids Zone.
Yeah, I mean, it could. And so, it's not Nickelodeon, but it could. But like, there's even a like a Pegasus unicorn in the show that She-Ra rides on. We could have something to do with that. We could do. I don't know. I just think that I would love to see She-Ra represented in the park. I would love to meet her. So please, at least Universal, bring her back. I know you have the costume. Like,
I know you have those platform boots.
I know you have those
Yeah.
platform boots. I need to meet her.
I think this is a good idea. I know nothing about her, but I support it anyways.
I support more meet and greets.
Yeah.
Universal is fairly lacking in the meet and greet department.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do like that Universal's meet and greets aren't. Well, maybe they are scheduled, and I just don't know about the schedule. But like,
I don't think
they're not
scheduled.
so. Yeah, they're not like so. Down to the wire time schedule situation. It's just like if you see someone, you see someone, and that's awesome. I do appreciate that kind of laissez-faire aspect to it, but
And their characters know
they could have
so
some
much
more.
about the outside world.
They do. Fiona was like, "Hey, girls, you kids work for Disney World," and we were like, "Yeah, I didn't know you knew that existed." And she was like, "Same." She didn't say same. This Fiona was very nice and very beautiful, but like also it was a shocker to hear that.
But Universal, if you're listening to this, that didn't happen. Just in case that's not allowed.
Yeah, no, she didn't say that. We
She
made
didn't
that
say
up.
any of that. Yeah, that was just a fake story.
We love you, Fiona. And we also love you, She-Ra. I love you, She-Ra.
We love you, She-Ra.
Please come back.
So She-Ra used to meet in the what's it called? The Lost Continent area.
Yeah.
Here's the thing about the Lost Continent. It doesn't have anything in it. Maybe it used to have a show there. Currently, it's nothing. This is my idea. You turn Poseidon's Fury, instead of a walkthrough, turn it into a water ride.
Oh.
I want in like a large scale water ride, not like a little flume ride type of thing or like a Splash Mountain type of ride. Like more like a Pirates of the Caribbean type of ride, or maybe like a Jurassic Park type of ride where you've got like 6 rows across boats or 4 row across boats or something like that. And basically you can have the exact same plot as Poseidon's Fury right now with pyrotechnics, water projections, but it has a nice large drop and there's water, and you can even do the thing where the water goes in the circle and it's super cool, but you could do that and you could just glide through it with the boat.
That would be really
I don't know. I just wish it was a ride. And I wish it was a water ride. I mean, they're talking about Poseidon and then I have to go and walk through this thing. It's just a little weird. I think that the technology, although it looks really funny now, was probably super innovative for the time as far as the water projection.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's cool, and I think you could totally still implement that technology. But I think it would be better suited in a ride format. And you could have like columns are falling down on you, there's fire, and then at the end you go through a nice big drop, and it's great. And the other thing about that particular ride is that you would no longer have to employ a guide, like the actor who takes you through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, we just don't want to walk.
Basically, I'm very lazy.
Yeah, I mean, we already stood in line, and now we're having to walk again.
The whole point of standing in line is so I can sit on the ride.
Exactly.
I love that idea.
I love the idea, too. They need to do more with that section, because I think that section is really cool.
I agree.
And
There's nothing there.
It has the potential to be one of my favorite rides there.
Yeah, if your ride came to life, it would be my favorite ride. It would probably smell really good.
I don't know. It would smell so good. I don't know if either of you have been to Busch Gardens Williamsburg, but they have a ride in their Italy section that's called Escape from Pompeii or something like that, or the Fall of Pompeii. And it's basically like you're just on a boat ride through Pompeii, but then like there's not a volcano that happened in Pompeii. Or was there? Yes, there was. I'm an idiot. The volcano erupts and then like shit hits the fan and everything's falling down around you, and at the end you go through a nice big drop, and that's the end of the ride. I was really heavily inspired by that. I really like that ride. It also, that's Roman, but this is Greek. Well, is it Greek? I don't know. Poseidon's a Greek god. I don't really know what the lost continent is supposed to be based on, but the fact that they say Poseidon makes me think maybe Greek.
Sure.
So anyway, that whole zone has so much land and so much potential, and I just want to see it utilized better.
Yeah.
A ride is a great start because it's the only land in all of the parks that doesn't have a single ride in it.
Yeah. And then they need to make that corner of it smell better.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could get rid of that poopy smell.
Yeah,
That
just
stinky lady.
Just so you know, this is the bridge that goes from Lost Continent into Hogsmeade.
No, Seuss
There's
Landing.
You're right, it is. You're right, it's Seuss Landing.
There's a stinky
It's
lady there.
Stinky. There's a stinky lady.
I'm blaming it on the lady.
She was the only one there.
Yeah.
It smelled very bad, and there was only one lady there. So it had to be her.
Exactly. But while we're talking about water rides, I have another water ride that I want to propose.
I love turning this park into a water park. Wet day.
My first line is water ride for wet day. Okay. Again, I don't have anything particular in mind. Maybe similar to the Jurassic Park ride. Everything's just going to be the Jurassic Park ride.
They do that one well.
Yeah, it is done so well. I want them to bring Jaws back, but I want it to be
so bad.
a water ride, and it will be fun.
oh yeah.
So the Jaws ride was a water ride. Well, it was a boat ride. It was kind of similar to Jungle Cruise where you had a guide.
Yeah,
It was awesome. I got to ride it. Did you ever get to ride it?
I did not.
I rode it when I was a kid. I don't really remember it that much, but I remember that it was kind of scary.
I must have ridden it right before it closed because I remember it very well, and I went in 2014, I think. So, yeah, it was 2014. So I must have ridden it like right before it closed. And it was super, super cool. Like, I remember thinking it was super fun. You drove your little boat down Amityville. Was it Amityville? Amityville? It's not even that.
I
It's
don't
not
know.
even Amityville. Like, that's Amityville Horror. Well, also, I can't speak. What was your idea for the Jaws ride?
Just
That it exists? So the only reason that it shut down, the only reason, is because they, like, couldn't get the sharks to work.
I'm sorry.
So, but the technology is better now.
Yeah.
So, like, can you just get the sharks to work
But
now?
was it like a wet ride? Like you got wet on it, or it was just kind of chill like Jungle Cruise?
Oh, it might have just been chill like Jungle Cruise.
See, I want you to get wet on it.
Okay, I see.
Like I want you to be attacked by a shark.
Like he pops out of the water and like spits on you, like when you're in the pool and you like put water in your mouth and you spit on your friend.
Yeah, because sharks do that.
Yeah, or he could like grab onto the side of the boat and like pull it down under the water.
Yeah, and everyone drowns.
So you sink. You sink, and that's part of the ride.
Yeah,
That would be awesome.
yeah.
I wouldn't be that mad about sinking on a ride as long as it was intentional.
No, I want him to spit.
Well, you can do that first.
He spits, and then once you get a little sprayed, he's like, you know what? It's time for the real deal.
Yeah, you're like, we just got sprayed. We barely got wet on this one. And then you're under the water.
You're pulled
just
underwater,
swimming.
and your seatbelts don't unlock at that point.
Oh.
Yes, this is a very good idea. Where would you put this ride?
I don't know.
In SpongeBob Land.
I don't know. Maybe out in the middle of the big water behind the shark.
It's just in the middle of the lagoon. Okay. Because it was where Diagon Alley is.
Yeah, obviously they can't put it there now.
No, they can.
They can.
They could.
I was thinking I couldn't find a good ride for it, but I was thinking that Diagon Alley doesn't have like any rides and that they could have more.
They have Gringotts.
But I couldn't think of anything good. That's it. The other
Harry
the
Potter
other part
could
has
have more.
the other part has 3 rides. They have the castle, Hippogriff, and Hagrid's.
Yeah.
So this one deserves at least 2.
And that's their moneymaker.
Yeah,
They
except
can add more Harry Potter.
I say demolish Harry Potter.
Oh!
Okay. But only E.T. Make it all E.T. park.
Yeah. Oh, actually, I want it to be an E.T. and Hello Kitty park.
Hello Kitty.
You should come up with a Hello Kitty ride.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
I don't know
think
if
about
I
that
would want a
either.
Hello Kitty ride, but I want more of Hello Kitty's friends to meet. I want my Melody. I want Kuromi. I want them to meet. I think that would be very cute. They could all stand together in a picture. It would be so cute. And
I don't know if I care that much about that particular franchise.
Okay.
I'm so
I don't
sorry.
either.
I'm sorry
I
you're
do
not
think-
kawaii.
Okay, so I'm just gonna throw this out there. I think that a Hello Kitty roller coaster
Oh my god.
Huh?
would be amazing. Like I'm talking like a
Huh?
big roller coaster, like Rip Ride Rocket, like super
Explain
intense.
yourself.
Super intense roller coaster, but like the track is just pink and white.
Oh my god, that would be
And it's
so
Wait.
cute.
It would be because like people are like, oh, there's a Hello Kitty ride. Oh, it's gonna be so cutesy, and then it's just like the most thrilling roller coaster they have on property.
I would love it. Sounds great.
That's insane.
It's a good idea.
It's an idea.
I came up with it
I would-
just now.
It's an idea.
It would be
Okay,
so
I only
cute.
have- It would be really cute. And I'm not saying I wouldn't ride it or enjoy it. I would. It would probably be my favorite ride. But do I think it's a good idea?
Yes,
Yeah. It's better than half of the things that already exist at Universal.
that's
You're
true.
right. You're right.
A park can never go wrong adding more roller coasters.
Especially this Hello Kitty.
Yeah.
All right. I've got only one more thing. What do you have, Amanda?
I have 4 more like kind of solid ideas. I have 1 liquid idea and then 5 gaseous ideas.
Left?
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead, I guess. Unless you want me to go ahead with mine and then you can just run through yours.
I'm gonna do 1 more because this is one that I think is a little bit more fleshed out than the other ones.
Okay.
And then the other ones will be very quick. Okay, so the next one I thought about is something to represent those 80s teen movies. So some of the movies...
Yeah, they have like Breakfast Club.
Yeah, they have Breakfast Club, 16... These are the specific ones that I found that I was interested in. Breakfast Club, 16 Candles, Weird Science, and then Back to the Future. I think they need to incorporate Back to the Future in with these because obviously they ain't bringing back the Back to the Future ride. So just make it a part of this other thing. And I don't really know what I want. At first I was like, well, this could be kind of similar to the classic Monsters ride, but I was like, but that's just the same exact thing. They don't need to do that.
They
so
would.
then I was like, they would, but they shouldn't. So then I was like, maybe a show, like it could be like a cutesy little quirky mashup show where the characters from all the movies like exist in the same universe and happen to like bump into each other and get into some wacky stuff. And it makes it seem like we're like watching the movie and we're a part of it. I don't know the logistics or how it would work or anything. I just want them to all bump into each other because they all have conflicting personalities.
Yeah, but Molly Ringwald can't be there twice.
That could
Or
be
can
that
she?
could be part of the humor though.
Wait, I'm on board.
Yeah.
That is funny.
Yeah, because it would be like goofy wacky. Like it's not to be like meant to be taken seriously.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I don't know how this would work. This is just what I came up with.
I like it. I don't know how big of an appeal it would have, but I think it would be great. Like, I would see this show.
Mm-hmm.
But how broad of an audience would you really be getting?
Old people.
Old people. Yeah, but not old people like my grandma, only old people like my parents.
But I don't know. They like specifically like The Breakfast Club and Back to the Future. Like those were very popular movies. I feel like even
Absolutely.
still people like know those movies.
I agree, but how much would they appreciate a Goofy show about them?
Well,
I don't know.
It's
I
either
think it's a
that
really
or another simulator.
No.
a breakfast club simulator.
It's just completely still. You're just sitting at a table in the library.
And occasionally the guy comes in and yells at you.
This is a good idea.
You're watching the entire movie, but it's from the perspective of a 6th student who doesn't talk or interact with anyone or bond.
This
Just
is good.
watches.
Yeah, so it's either that or a show.
Okay, I liked the show.
Okay, well, that's what I got.
My final idea was also a show, but basically it was music. So what Disney does so well is their entertainment. And not only their dancing, Universal has some great dancers as well. They have great dancing shows. Both of them do. But they don't have a huge variety of live singing or large scale shows, Broadway-esque shows. However, they own rights to Mamma Mia, Les Mis, and Phantom of the Opera, to name a few.
Really?
So why are they not utilizing that to kind of put some like live music, Broadway theater situations on our radar? I was thinking that they could either do some sort of Broadway hits mashups type of thing show with some live singing and dancing. I was also thinking that they could do a short, abridged version a la Beauty and the Beast Live of Mamma Mia, and they could do it in the Lost Continent in their pavilion, in their what's it called, soundstage there, because that's kind of supposed to be Greek, and Mamma Mia takes place in Greece. And so that could kind of work in that regards. I'm just saying, you own Mamma Mia, you own Phantom of the Opera, you own Les Mis. They also own Pitch Perfect, which is singing, live singing. Like, I don't know, they're underutilizing the fact that they should be having more live performers. They have dancers, and that's about it. Like, they have Celestina Warbeck, and they have the Blues Brothers, and those people are great because they actually make music, but everyone else is essentially a dancer.
Yeah.
Well, and they have the Hogwarts choir. They're great. They sing. But you know what I'm trying to say. I mean, not that I'm like a huge Pitch Perfect fan, but Pitch Perfect had a huge following, and acapella kind of took off right then. It's kind of gone back down. People don't really care about acapella anymore, but for a period of time there, everyone was going through an acapella phase, and they literally could have had just a group of women going around pretending to be the what are they, the Bard and Bellas or something. They like singing acapella. They could have made a female acapella group, like a la the Dapper Dans, who would wear their little Bard and Bella outfits and just sing some acapella tunes. I think that would be great. Now, I don't think that Pitch Perfect is quite as popular as it used to be, but I think that they should have more live singing in the parks, and also a Broadway style show.
Yeah, I'm totally on board for the live singing, and I think that the Mamma Mia idea in the Lost Continent could work, but only if they leave the Sinbad pirate ship set pieces on the stage.
Yeah.
I mean, or they could just bring the stupid Sinbad show back.
Yeah, that too.
I know that's not what I was asking for, but like that seems super cool.
Yeah. Mamma Mia was one of my honorable mentions.
Really?
So I did cross it off. I agree with you though, they should bring them, because I literally had Mamma Mia mini show, which is, I mean, I feel like is kind of what you were describing. And with the Pitch Perfect thing, I actually think that at one point they did have an a cappella group that sang near where the tribute store is, like kind of where the Blues Brothers perform, like on that little side street. I think they,
right at the store that says Macy's.
yeah, I think they had like an a cappella group for a short time that would come out and sing. And I don't know, but they weren't like the Barden Bellas. Like they weren't like necessarily Pitch Perfect, but I think that's
And
kind
they
of
don't
what
have
they
to
were
be.
for.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think
I'm
they
not
do that
asking them
anymore.
necessarily to be the Barden Bellas or to be Pitch Perfect related, but like we could get some more live singing. I really thought that the Marilyn Monroe show was going to be live singing, and it just
And it
wasn't.
should be.
I didn't understand why it wasn't. It kind of it didn't suck, but like, what was the point?
Yeah, I do want to go off of, while we're talking about this live performance business, I have another idea. And I want to just like full out say, is this a good idea? No, it's not. But what I think they should do, and I'm proposing that this might work out in front of Fast and Furious, just because I think the facade, there I go using facade again, because I used it 7 million times in the last episode. The facade of Fast and Furious would work for this. So, Universal owns 8 Mile.
Oh my god.
And I want there to be a street performance where 2 people, and I don't want it to be scheduled because I don't want people to know that this is going to happen. I want 2 men to randomly come out in front of Fast and Furious and rap battle.
And one of them is Eminem.
Yeah, one of them is Eminem. No, but rapping. Tell me, who's rapping in the park?
Who's rapping in any park?
Who's rapping in any park?
Yeah. You make a good point.
Would this
we could have a rap battle.
Again, do I think this is a good idea? No. Do I necessarily think 8 Mile needs to be represented in a family theme park? No. However, I still think it would be fun. Okay, so y'all are done, huh?
I mean, I have like an honorable mention idea, but like,
let's hear it.
I think I mentioned this in another episode when we discussed Universal's new theme park, Epic Universe or whatever it's called, and how they're going to be including a Nintendo Land, and it's going to be Mario mostly, I believe, based on the concept art. But I would be very excited to see some Animal Crossing. I am new to Animal Crossing. I'm not like a long time nostalgic Animal Crossing player, but I think that it would be really cool if you had like a Isabelle or Tom Nook meet and greet at least.
I love that.
Because I have seen
you
that
know what?
as
I can get on board with that one. I just don't think there's enough in Animal Crossing to garner an entire land.
No.
But a Tom Nook meet and greet, that could be fun.
I think people would like beat up Tom Nook if they saw him in person.
Okay.
Maybe like a KK Slider.
Oh yeah. My dog looks like KK Slider.
That's fun.
Anyways, I also think it would be cute if you had like a Timmy and Tommy little shop where you sold like Animal Crossing merchandise.
Sandwiches. Oh,
sandwiches.
Sandwiches.
I was thinking you were going restaurant, but then you went store.
I went store, but it could be both.
Yeah.
I think that would be cute. I think Animal Crossing would be super cute.
Food.
And
Animal Crossing would be cute.
Yeah, that was my honorable mention.
They could remake like a little museum from Animal Crossing, and it could be like a little walk-through museum, but everything could look cartoony. Like, it obviously none of the things in it are real. It would just look cartoony.
Listen, the museum on New Horizons is so cool.
Oh, it looks real.
I don't have New Horizons, but my friend does, and we were playing on it in the museum, and it's so neat.
It's very pretty.
I agree.
But anyways, that was my idea. That was my last idea.
That's a good idea. I support that idea.
Thank you.
Okay. So, I mean, we really should have saved our better ones for the end. So the next thing I propose is Saturday Night Live.
Instead of the Tonight Show starring Jimmy Kimmel.
That's a good idea. That I didn't think about that, but that's a great idea because I do vastly prefer Saturday Night Live. But I was just thinking maybe like daily, like little 15-minute skits. I don't know. And then I was like, this will get really repetitive. But I was like, each day of the week could be something different. Or they could change it every week or every 2 weeks and just do something like the same every day. I don't know. Just change it up every now and then. And it would be like funny and cool if they could do like audience participation. And I also think audience participation would work really well for this.
I agree.
No, I think that's a good idea. I think that could be something that they could incorporate in some way because SNL is so popular.
Yeah. And it's ongoing, and they have so much material to work with.
They do. I mean, they could use some of their old characters, tropes. They could do new type stuff. They could do audience stuff. This is a really good idea, and I do think it should replace Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah, if they could somehow make it into a ride, but not using the ride that they currently have.
I don't even, it doesn't need to be a ride. A show would be great. No ride. Please don't. Please, God.
I don't think it would need that much space, though, so that's why I don't think it would be able to replace it.
Well, you could have the lobby building kind of stay the same.
Yeah.
But you could put other NBC shows like talk shows.
Yeah.
There, not talk shows, but you know what I'm talking about, like
Yeah.
late night shows. There where you have the Jimmy Fallon like clips and stuff in the lobby, that could be like a kind of museum section, and then the auditorium where you actually go and watch do the ride.
The ride.
That's where they could.
Yeah, but just make it where the seats don't move, and then make it an actual live show.
Yeah, exactly. Easy peasy.
Yeah. Okay, this would work.
And they could do cool LED, since they have a screen there. They could do the LED
like Jason
sets,
Bourne.
like Jason Bourne, you know? They could implement some of that.
They could have someone hand Tina Fey a knife.
A knife through the screen, and then you're like, oh my god, Tina, where'd you get that knife?
Yeah.
Yo.
This is good.
This is a very good.
Okay. The last thing I have. Nope, this isn't the last thing I have. Just kidding. Another thing I have is a Grinch ride.
Oh.
Again, mostly slow-moving dark ride showing like Whoville and the
Cat in the Hat is already too much.
Replace Cat in the Hat with a Grinch ride.
Ooh.
Okay, I like Cat in the Hat, but I like Cat in the Hat because I like dark rides. So honestly, if it was replaced with another dark ride, I would not be upset.
Yeah, and a better dark ride.
Yeah,
hopefully.
No, it's just the same, but they replace all the Cat in the Hats with the Grinch. It's a story. Everything else.
No, that'd make it even more trippy.
Yeah, because then it literally wouldn't make any sense. But yeah, so I wanted to show like Whoville and everything in the Grinch's house up on the mountain, but then. So it's, mostly just a slow little kid ride. But at the end, I want us to fly off the side of the mountain and go fast like a roller coaster. But I don't want it to...
That sounds pretty difficult to implement.
Yes, it does. I don't want it to be a roller coaster, but I just want that one part to be fast. You know when he's going off the mountain and he's flying?
The slope. Yeah. It's like a high jump, ski jump.
Yeah, I want that. I want that somehow. I don't know how they would do it. And then it could exit into a meet and greet with the Grinch.
And instead of sitting on couches, you could sit in little sleighs.
Yeah.
Yeah, but would it be weird to have a Christmas ride there all year round?
No, because I've already suggested they put a whole Halloween section in there.
This is true.
The holidays is what they do best.
Do they do anything special for Christmas?
Grinch.
Oh, they do the Grinch. They do
Yeah.
that.
Grinch.
They bring
Just
out
Grinch.
They bring out the Grinch that's a face character.
She said Grinch.
They do Grinch.
You had me at Disney World.
Grinch had me at Universal.
Grinch had me at Universal.
We need matching shirts that say that next time we go. We can wear them.
It doesn't make any sense.
I like how
Except to us.
yeah, I was about to say we say stuff like this sometimes, and our listeners just have no idea what we're talking about.
It's okay.
Grinch had me at Disney World.
Just for the listeners, we were at Disney Springs, and there was a shirt, and it said, "You had me at Disney World," and two of the folks on this podcast thought that was extremely funny.
Well, I don't want to have to explain it to our sensitive ears, but like, I'm just gonna say it like this, and then you can make your own conclusions. Like, you had me at you had me at Disney World.
You took me at Disney World.
You can have me at Disney World. Just think about it like that. But then now Grinch has me at Grinch have me.
We lose.
Grinch
people.
have me. It's a command now.
This is good. That will be our first merchandise that we come out with. So stay tuned for that. Okay. So my last mildly thought out idea. Again, kind of similar to 8 Mile. Do I think this is a good idea? No, I don't. Is this appropriate for a theme park? No, it's not. I want Scarface represented in the park. And at first, I was like, cocaine. This wouldn't work.
Oh.
But then I was like, no, that won't work. So then I was like, we need to dial this back. Nothing in that movie is like appropriate to really showcase in the park. So I was like, what we can do instead is have a Cuban restaurant. And it could just have little nods to Scarface here and there.
That's actually a really cute idea.
Yeah.
That is something that I think Universal could implement because they do like being like on the edge of being a little risque.
Yeah.
Like they like to be like, well, we said this is we said your meal came with a Coke. Wink, wink.
Yeah, that would be funny.
Face. Yeah, you know what I mean? Something
Yeah.
like that. This is a pretty cute idea. I think this is good.
Because, like,
and it would
okay.
obviously be in.
That's how I would describe it. Pretty cute.
It's really actually pretty cute.
It's
I
pretty
don't know.
adorable.
It's like pretty cute. And oh my gosh, all the employees would wear like little mobster hats. It's part of the uniform.
Mobster hats. You mean fedora?
Not every criminal wears a fedora, but every fedora wearer is a criminal.
Oh,
That's our next
that's
line
a
of
quote to
merchandise.
live by. Yeah. And it's a line of fedoras. Please vote for what you'd like to see on our store that we definitely have. A t-shirt that says Grinch had me at Universal, or a line of fedoras that said not every criminal wears a fedora, but every fedora wearer is a criminal.
The
Just a lot
fedora
to put
say
on-
that?
That's a lot to put on a fedora.
It just like wraps around like on the band.
Yeah. So somebody has to completely encircle you to read it.
But if I know one thing about mobsters, is that they do like to ominously circle each other.
Just kidding, mob. For legal reasons, we are kidding.
And we know nothing
Do
about
not
you.
get us.
Mob? And that's all I'll say about that. That's a very cute idea.
Very
there.
adorable Scarface cocaine Cuban idea. So that's it on my ideas that I like had ideas to go along with them. I do want to do some honorable mentions.
There's so many. I can't believe you thought of so many ideas. These are really good too.
Are they?
Well, I
8 Mile rap battle show. A Scarface restaurant.
I'm rolling around on my bed. I have to pee.
Okay.
I think they're really good ideas.
We can finish this up so we can all take a potty break.
No. I want it now.
Okay, I'm gonna.
Oh, that
have
was the
you
plan
at yeah,
all
I'm
along?
gonna have you at Disney World. Just give me a second.
Okay. Go on, have me. Take me.
So, Jetsons,
Oh, I love the Jetsons.
That's a good idea.
the Flintstones.
Wait, this is a really good idea.
These are good ideas, and they
Basically
can go
everything
in.
that played on Boomerang.
Yeah, and they can go in the same section, obviously,
For
because
sure.
they kind of go together. The Office. I don't know.
It goes in the same section.
Yes, all of these that I'm listing, and then
Jetsons,
finally,
Flintstones, and The Office.
finally, you're gonna love this one. 50 Shades of Grey.
Right next to the Flintstones.
Universal's magnum opus.
I think it.
And Amanda, do you have any ideas for the 50 Shades of Grey representation?
Yeah,
didn't.
exactly how was that going to
I
be?
didn't, but now that we're laughing about it, I think it should be a live show.
This is a family podcast.
This is a good idea. It's
Yeah,
cute. It's cute.
all four of them together. You got Fred Flintstone, George Jetson, Michael Scott.
I thought you were just going to stop at Fred, like the YouTuber.
Him too.
Which is Nickelodeon.
He is.
He's there. Okay, so Fred is also there. And Christian Grey from 50 Shades of Grey.
They actually do a meet and greet together.
Yeah.
Actually, the mystery machine pulls up and they get out.
This episode is just insufferable at this point.
It's funny.
I would go to a park that was this. Just completely wild. And people wouldn't even know who Christian Grey was, but he would be like in full BDSM garb. And people would be like, oh, what?
He doesn't even wear stuff like that. He just wears
Actually-
a suit.
Okay, I guess you would know.
Yeah, I am a 50 Shades of Grey stan.
This and Fred.
I like it.
But you didn't have any ideas associated with these. You just wanted to
No,
list.
those-
You
yeah,
just
those were
wanted
just
to list some
my-
franchises that you liked. You were like, and to close, Fred.
I like. No, I think okay, for sure the Jetsons and the Flintstones I think could be incorporated somehow.
I agree.
A ride maybe? I mean, I think a ride would be fun for both of those.
Or at least meet and greets.
yeah.
For Fred and Barney.
Yeah. 50 Shades of Grey was obviously a joke. I just thought it would be funny when I saw that Universal owned it. I was like, I've got to say this. And The Office wasn't a joke, but I don't know what they would do with The Office.
Yeah, I don't know. The only thing I think of when I think of The Office is like, I don't know, a trivia show. Where
Yeah.
you just ask people how much they know about The Office and then they win prizes.
Well, they could have like a little like walkthrough thing where they like make The Office. And the reason I'm saying this is because there's this store that's close to my college, And they have this like little section of the store where they make it into like different scenes from like TV shows and movies, and they recreated The Office. And like it's
That's
really,
really
cute. Like
cute.
you can go in and like sit down at Dwight's desk and everything, and like answer the phone.
That's so cool.
Yeah, like it's and like they have everything in it. Like they have like their coffee mugs and like the printer paper that has their logo on it and everything. Like it's really cool. But I don't know how Universal would do that, because like you'd have people stealing stuff.
Yeah, it'd have to be all like glued to the table.
Yeah. So I don't know, but I think that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that is.
I think that would be really
But they're just going to be stealing it from this place that was near my college, which is fine with me. I don't care.
Anyways, do you guys want to close this
We
out?
should definitely close this out. Be sure to follow us on Instagram at FastPassAndFurious and on Twitter at FastPassFurious.
And leave us a review if you're listening on iTunes.
We want to hear from you. So, if you're listening on iTunes, yeah, again, leave us a review. But if you're not, reach out to us any way you can. We would love to hear what you want us to talk about. We love any and all feedback. So,
Yeah.
you know, we also just like want to make friends.
Yeah. And we'll give you a shout out if you want.
We will
Oh, yeah.
absolutely give you a shout out. Speaking of,
I do have a little shout out. We did receive our first listener support on Anchor.
Woo!
yeah,
And I just wanted to give a little shout out to Bradley from Ridgeview Institute. Keep up the nice work, bud.
we love you, Bradley.
We love you. Thank you.
You're doing great.
Thank you so much, Bradley.
On that
You know
note,
what it
I
is.
think it's about time. You know, we just woke up this morning, but now it's time for bed. Thank you for joining us on Fridays. We wake up, do this podcast, and then go to sleep for the night.
Everyone knows that. The
bigger the family,
The
the stronger the family.
Bye. Also,
Bye.
Cuban food.
God, you're so beautiful.